it's Jen, and I am back to share with you days 7 through 13 of my December daily. Last time I showed you my intentions page and days 1 through 6, and so let's go ahead and jump into day 7. So this day we didn't have a lot going on, and actually this photo isn't even from that day, but it was a good filler page, and I just caught up with my whole album today, so I'm kind of, if I have the time, I'll do it that day, but otherwise I'm catching up with it weekly, and I'm totally fine with that. I have to keep it flexible with a project like this. You just kind of have to do what works for you. So again, this photo isn't from this day, but I wanted to document it here, and my daughter was looking through this very album, and my heart just melted when I saw her looking at it, and she was reading all the journaling, and like that made me happy, because usually when she looks through something, or my husband looks through something, they just kind of flip through and look at the photos. But the journaling is what really matters and is important to me. And so I really wanted to document that. I wanted to show you really quick this little detail here. So I just hand cut a heart out of some vellum, and then I stapled one of the snowflake stickers that came in the kit on top of it. And these are a font from last year's December kit from Felicity Jane, so I'm kind of cheating a little bit there. And those are super cute, but sorry you can't get them. And so I just did my heart melted, and then over here I just did it really simply. You can see throughout my album I'm using either typewritten journaling or my handwriting. And so this is just something I did on the typewriter real quick. There was a little leftover space at the bottom, so I just put a little piece of tape. I'm going to pull this out and show you closer too. I just put a little piece of that awesome washi tape that comes in the kit. I ripped it in half, so it's about half the size, and then I punched out a little heart and stapled it on, and that's just kind of repeating the vellum that's on the other page. And then I stamped the Naughty and Nice stamp, and I crisscrossed on the nice, because this was such a nice thing for me to see. Now this little portion came from actually a different page that I took out because I didn't need that much space, and so I just moved it over to this card, and I love the way that this silver bow matches perfectly with these silver letters, and so I wanted to bring that in here. And then I just repeated the snowflakes over here. So you can see I've got the vellum heart here and here. I've got the snowflakes here and here. And so I just wanted that bit of repetition, and then just pops of red. So that is day 7. Day 8. So this one I did a brush lettering class for some of my friends in person. And so I was so mad because I didn't get a photo of the 4 of us on that day, but I did have this photo that my friend took of her little, I put together like a little kit for them of stuff, and this was kind of my Christmas gift for them, and so I put together a little kit of stuff, and so she had taken a picture and let me use that. So this would have been okay if I didn't have a photo. I'm learning that, you know, not everything has to have a photo, but I would have liked one. And so in the planning part of this album, I had mentioned that on this number 8, there's some polka dots, and I wanted to emphasize those, so I just took my white pen. There we go. I took my white pen, my white gel pen. It's just a Jelly Roll pen from Sakura, and I outlined those polka dots so that you could really see them. And so I wanted to balance that on this side of the page. So what I did was take the wooden alphabet, and I just used that same white pen to draw a line on the alphabet. And there you can see that a little bit better. So I just drew a line through it so that it's not exactly the same, but it looks balanced. And again, I used my typewriter, and then this is just a sticker from the cut apart sheet. And I did a little bit of brush script because it was very fitting for this layout. And then up here, this is a little garland that's on one of the stamp sets. I think it's in the add-on kit. And I embossed it with gold glitter embossing powder. That's just from Recollections. There are lots of different gold glitter embossing powders out there that you can try, but the one that I have is this Recollections Gold Glitter. So, and then just added some little stickers there. I used one of the Felicity Jane, this is from the cut apart sheet, and I just wrote script kit and put that on there so I could bring a little pop of red over. So there's 2 pops of red, and then of course you can see through to the next page, which has a bunch of red. And then this card I just left blank, and it's the back of the other card, but I liked the way that it balanced all of the black and white over here. So that is day 8. Day 9, my daughter had a little Christmas concert with her school choir, and this was the one that was for friends and family, so it was kind of like the big one. She still has a mall performance coming up, and yes, I do plan on documenting each performance, so I have the first one documented here that was at a grocery store, a little bit more chilled and relaxed. And of course, I will tell a different story with each one. So this one I was talking about how the venue was kind of horrible, and you can see there's photos of them in their gold sparkly hats. This one I'm talking about how awesome it was and how awesome my daughter is. So this is the program. I just punched holes in it and stuck it in the middle. And then I just have a couple of photos. So this is one of kind of the entire choir. My daughter's right here. I thought about maybe putting an arrow here, and I might still. I'm just letting the 8 shine through from the other side. And then I'll come back to this. On this side, there is a close-up photo of my daughter, and I wrote what her favorite song was and what my favorite song was. Let me show you closer. Now, this is a word of warning. I embossed on the photo, and that is... I printed the photo at home, and that is dangerous and scary. My photo kind of like bubbled up a little bit, but I was too lazy to print another one, and it's not that bad, so I just went with it, and it's fine. So I embossed favorite songs. It would have looked better if I wouldn't have messed it up. And then I wrote hers and mine, and her favorite song that they sang was Sleigh Ride, and mine was Glorious. And look at her precious little face. And then this card I just stamped with silver ink. This is silver Delicata ink, which is like my gold Delicata ink. The little tiny stars that are from the stamp set from the add-on kit. And then there's a foam snowflake and a flare badge that came in the kit. And then this photo, so this is a digital brush from Ali Edwards, but the rest of it is just handwritten. And so my daughter, I wanted to take a picture of her after the concert, and the only place she would take a photo was if she could stand inside. Their lunch tables come out of these in the lunchroom at their school, and that's where they had the concert, and she just wanted to stand inside that. And so I thought, okay, whatever. And after I saw the photo, I thought it would be perfect to kind of journal in the middle of it. So I wrote "You Are," and then I just hand wrote with my Sakura Jelly Roll pen, adorable, magnificent, a rule follower, unique, independent, friendly, talented, creative, imaginative, and a singer, which I wanted to include that one large because that's not something, before she joined this choir, this is like something that's after school that's not required. You can do it if you want to. And it really surprised me that she wanted to do it. And so I wanted to be sure to include that because she has a cute little voice and she just doesn't use it very often. But I'm glad she joined this choir so that she could do that. And speaking of all those things that I just said, that's some of the journaling that I included in this little pocket that says open here. So you can pull this out, and I put the tiniest little tab because that's all that would fit on top of it here. And there's just a bit of typewritten journaling in the center talking about the night and how proud I am of her for trying this little chorus thing. And so I wrote open here on the little envelope so that people would be sure to know that they could open that for some more journaling. So, and I like how there are 9s all over this. So there's a 9 here, there's a 9 on that, and then there's also this word 9 here. And I just left the rest of that card blank. On to day 10. So this day I was a little bit confused about what to do because I had originally done 10 winter wishes, but it happened to be our church Christmas party that night. And so originally in the plan, I was just going to write down and have it just be all journaling of 10 things, 10 winter wishes. But instead, I went with something a little bit different. I did write down some wishes, but I also wanted to talk about Santa Claus because, spoiler alert for moms with kids in the room, my daughter doesn't believe in Santa Claus this year. And so this was an important story for me to document about her seeing Santa Claus. And so this is her sitting on Santa's lap. And then these are some trees that we had to make some decorations. Anyway, that doesn't have anything to do with it. But I took a photo of them and it was cute, kind of, so I included it. So I wrote 10 wishes from like that I have for Santa. So these are my wishes, and so I just did this on the typewriter. Let's wait for that to focus here. Just did it on the typewriter, and I started each wish with kind of a word that an uplifting word. So magic in her heart, joy in each new day, hope in all my trials, love for those around me, peace for all in need, light to fill the darkness, laughter in the air, music in my soul, faith in things unseen, and merry December days. And the faith in things unseen was an important one for me to teach my daughter about this season. If you have more questions about that, you should watch my last video, my Sunday Script and Uplift, where I talked a lot about faith in things unseen and having to do with Santa Claus. So if you want to know more about that. So I wanted to include a large photo of this. So I printed a photo on vellum, and it's just a black and white photo of my daughter with Santa Claus. And you know, when it's laying in the album, it kind of looks a little bit crazy with all the stuff poking out behind it. But I love that it says believe right along my daughter and Santa, and it's kind of tying them together, which was just a happy accident. And, you know, it doesn't look amazing, but I like the idea of the fact that you can see those words specifically bringing her and Santa together. And that just made my heart happy a little bit. So that is just a full page vellum photo, and I made it 7 by 8 instead of 6 by 8 to make it the same length as the page protectors, because of course the page protectors have this little gutter here, which the photo does not have. So I really love printing vellum photos, and I've done that in past albums before. In this little envelope, so this page takes up kind of a lot of space. So we've got this, and this all go to day 10. This little envelope contains some words for my daughter about believing and about Santa Claus and about the true meaning of Christmas. And you can't open it unless you actually pull this out, which I am glad for, because it's for my daughter from me, and then that means that people have to work extra hard if they want to try to read that. And it's fine, like it's not anything super personal, but it's just a special note from me to my daughter, so I wanted to include that there. And then this is one of my printables, and I thought that it was fitting, and it went along with all of the stuff that I had been talking about here, and I liked the idea of bringing it together some more wood grain look. This printable is in my shop at CraftyGenScout.com. Just click on shop if you are interested in this Christmas printable. This would be really great for a Christmas card. It's a little kind of getting late for a Christmas card now, but it's really cute to just frame and put in your house too, or your December daily, which is what I used it for. And it says, maybe Christmas he thought doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more. And this quote has a lot to do with the journaling that I wrote too. So I just like all of that together. Even though it's a lot of stuff for one day, I really liked it. So the next day is day 11. And this one is a simple story. I just have a single photo of this is my cousin's baby, and this was my first time meeting him, and so I wanted to definitely document that. And I wanted to show you guys, I found these really cute. They're little enamel circles. I got them in the Target dollar bin. Let's see. They're just these little enamel stickers, and there's a bunch of Christmas trees and a few holly berries. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and show you. They look like this. There we go. So there's just 2 designs, but they're just really pretty, and I loved them. So I found that in the Target dollar bin. If anyone needs, you know, a little excuse to go to Target. Anyway, so I'm including that. And I also, on the back of my printable, I just glued a piece of white cardstock, and I did all of my journaling. So this was a cousin day. Me and my cousins all got together at my sister's house, and they brought their babies, and while my daughter was at school, and so we just hung out and talked. And so I just wrote a little bit about how we do cousin days, and I just wanted to show you how I did these little lines. So these are just hand-drawn lines, which is totally inspired by Ali Edwards. But I did them with my Zig embossing writer pen, and I think there's a few different brands of embossing pens like this, but you can just draw with the pen and it gives the same kind of sticky ink as a Versamark ink pad, and then just sprinkle the embossing powder on and heat it up. And I love the way that turned out, and I like the way that it brings the silver from here, from the other side of the layout. So just did that, and like I mentioned, I used some brush script for the title here, and then I stamped. So I like the juxtaposition of a really scripty font with a really simple sans serif font. The next page is all about, so this is day 12, and this is about a holiday party that we went to, and I'm calling it Holiday Party Tricks. My husband, so in the journaling I talk about, so the journaling's on the back of this photo, so I added in, this is just a little bit larger than 4x6 because originally I was going to put it in this pocket, but I decided not to. And so I sized it to fit the pocket. So it's like 4.5 by 6.5, which is kind of an odd size. But I wanted to include this story because and if you're part of the December Daily Facebook group, I posted this in there, the story in there. But we went to this party, and there's always friends and food and like silly times. It's about a group of guys that grew up together and all of their wives, and so they're always reminiscing about crazy things that they did back in the day. And so, you know, I expect all of that, but Philip did this. He has seen this video that's been going around is like virally going around about this doctor who holds babies a certain way and it will make any baby stop crying. And he's been dying to try that trick. And we don't have a baby, and my sister's baby's a little too old. They have to be 3 months and younger. And so he's been dying to try this trick. Well, he got the opportunity at this party because our friends who host it have a little baby who's 2 months old, and she was crying, and he tried out the trick, and you can see he's so happy in this photo because he made it work. So I put a little bit, this word magic is an Ali Edwards brush, digital brush. So I printed that on the photo. So you add that in Photoshop before you print the photo out. And then, so it says Magic Baby Hold. And let me just tell you about this little tab, because this is a tab that was from the cut-aparts from the Felicity Jane printable, like that you can cut apart that are stickers. And I embossed the word Christmas on it. It was black and white, but it wasn't showing up. And so I just inked it with some red distress ink. And I really love the way that it pops now. So I just stapled that on. And then on the back is my journaling all about my husband's little party trick. And then inside this little envelope, so I mentioned I was going to put the photo in there originally, but I decided not to because I really wanted it to be on show. And it was a vertical photo. I couldn't make it horizontal, and I was just trying to think about how I could rearrange some things. But instead, I decided to put the party invitation in the pocket instead. So originally I was going to have the party invitation be here, but I like the way that it just looks more cohesive in my album if I stick this party invitation in the bag. And I like the way it kind of peeks through. You can see it a little bit, but it still flows nicely. So lastly, we have day 13. This one's a really simple one. I just added, this is a cut file from my Let It Snow cut file set in my shop at CraftyJenScow.com, and I just added some Heidi Swapp Patina color shine to it, so I just misted it. And then the Felicity Jane Cozy little flare badge on the top of it. And that just dresses up the back of this bag. And then on the facing page, I had made a shaker pocket, and I added a little house into that shaker pocket because this layout is talking about how me and my daughter just stayed at home and relaxed on the couch pretty much all day in front of the Christmas tree. And I haven't put anything in this bag, but I did dress it up a little bit with some enamel dots, those gold sparkly ones that came in the kit. So I might end up putting something in there if I feel like it. If not, it's just going to sit in there and be a cute little bag. I added the words, "Oh Christmas Tree." That's came with the Ali Edwards. That's a digital stamp that came in the class, the Document December class or something. I can't remember exactly what it's called. And then I just added a little circle behind it that's a little bit transparent so that it would stand out a little bit. And then there's just the classic bokeh photo of my Christmas tree. And then the journaling just talks about how me and Mulia took a bit of time to just relax. We finished listening to the second Fablehaven book in the living room because the ambiance of the tree is just so great. And we just literally did sit in the living room all day long on the couch with a blanket after church. So it was really nice. And so that is all I have done so far. So you can see on the back, this shaker pocket will just show through to the back, and I love that. We had some fun tonight at a Christmas party, so that will be documented here. And that is my album so far. And I've got lots of days to go, and it's getting kind of fat, so we'll see how that goes. But I hope that you've enjoyed, and if you want to see still photos, be sure to head over to felicityjane.com if you're not coming from the blog already. I'll have still photos up on their blog, and I will have a few over on my blog as well. And if you like this video, I'll be sharing the next 7 days next Tuesday again. And so be sure to subscribe to my channel if you don't already, if you want to see some more December daily from me. Thanks so much for watching, and we will talk to you very soon.